All right, here we go. Number 3, part 3 of our Magaera Chaos Knight project. Man, is this going to be good. So, let me go ahead and show you what we got done. I did do a little bit more, but let's open this baby up. But look at this. So check out those chains. Check that out. When I get that all rusted, all chaos weathered, I think that's going to look really good. So we got the chains on that one shoulder pad. We are going to do a little bit more work over here. I put a chain down below on his lower leg, as you can see. So that's all we've done so far. So the next major thing that we're going to tackle is I wanted to show you this shoulder pad, because that's going to be the next, like I said, the next major kind of thing. This is going to be a new process for me, but I think I know how I'm going to tackle it. Welcome everybody. This is Everyman's 40K channel, and I am Everyman, your host. So let's get started. So here is my cloth, and I wanted to show you this right there. So this cloth is already old. It was already ripped up, and this was in what I call my rag bin. So for example, I do other work in the garage, and like when you're just doing projects, you know how you need some rags and things to wipe up staining of wood or paint or whatever. Well, I have a little rag bag, let's say, that's got, you know, just rags in it, old socks, old t-shirts that are worn out. So this was some type of cloth that came off of an old couch or something. I don't know. But I found this and I decided, okay, this is what we're going to use. So you can see here, what I have done is I have taken a round piece of plastic, and I have twisted the cloth, and I have ran that through a tube. So for example, thinking of that, right, as the tube, what I have done is I have stuffed the cloth in there. I cut it down. So let me give you an example. Into a ring. So like that, we have a ring. Then what I have done is I have smashed it like this into more of an oval shape. Like that. Then what I have done is I have fed the cloth into those locations. I have one here and one here. I have fed the cloth into those locations, and when I paint this, this will be a gold or brass ring, and this will also be gold or brass. So what this is going to do is now this is going to go here like this and here. So just to give you an idea of how that's going to go and sort of how it's going to look. Okay, so here is one of the brass rings, and then over here is another one of the brass rings. Now what I'm going to do with the brass rings is I'm going to drill a hole through the center of each ring, and then I'm going to pin the ring down by using 2 spears or pikes with skulls. So just like this skull up here, or this set of pikes or skulls here, there's going to be one here, and then there's going to be one here. So let me do all that. Let me get this on permanently, and then you'll be able to see exactly what this is going to look like, but I think it's going to be good. So this is the opener of part 3. Again, hang in there, everybody. We're going to get this done, but this is going to look good, good, good. And hopefully, as always, I hope you pick up something that's new and kind of sparks that light bulb up top in your brain there, so that when you're converting and you're doing your stuff, you can also follow along or get some great ideas and incorporate some of this into your own miniatures. So anyway, let me get some of this done and I'll be back. Here we are, as we discussed, back with this shoulder pad. I just want to show you what we talked about. As you can see, we have now drilled and pinned that brass plate, so nothing has been glued. And this plastic rod right here, that will be used as a pike to go ahead and put skulls and stuff on. Then coming around, you can see on the back side, again, drilled in the center, another rod going through. So we have 2 there and there, and then you can see. So the reason I am coming back here now is because I want to show you another trick or another secret. So this is not complete, this is not glued in. So I want to show you, we can pull this out and we can pull this out. So here is the cloth. We're going to set this down. So what we're going to do now is the second stage of doing this is we have to lock in the shape, and we do that by using glue. But before we do that, we don't want to create a mess on our miniature, and we don't want this to actually stick to the miniature or the glue to stick to the miniature. We want to be able to form this sheet or to form the fabric and pin it and unpin it. Now we don't want to be able to take it off. I am going to actually glue it in once we're done, but in order to make it a cap, basically it's like we're going to make a mold. So how we're going to do that is we're going to take some clear plastic wrap, as you guys can see here, and so the glue that we're going to use, so it doesn't stick, we're going to take this clear plastic wrap and we're going to cover this shoulder pad. We'll take this and we will try to repin it into position. There, it worked. There, perfect. Now we're going to come back here. And we're going to pin this last piece. There, bing, right in. Okay, so now we are ready to start applying the glue, and this is what we're going to use. So we're going to use wood glue and a little bit of water. So we're going to mix this up. I'm going to take a brush. You can see the size. Now this water and glue will also add some weight. And what I mean by weight is it'll help the cloth to kind of pull downwards. And you just go in here and you add it. So like right here, see how this is kind of puffy? Well, as you add the glue and the water, it'll make it heavy, and it'll actually have a downward pull on it. And then as you go along, the thinned out glue and water, the fabric will actually wick or pull it into it. And then that clear plastic wrap helps it not to stick onto the piece that we want to pull this off of. So once this dries, and we'll let this dry overnight, we'll pull this off sometime tomorrow morning. And it'll be perfect. What I'm doing now is I'm just making sure that it's hanging properly, because you do want it to hang down. You don't want it to be flipping up. And then you want some creases. Because creases, it helps you when you paint it to make it look, you know, you get the light and the shadow, you get the depth. Okay, so you guys have seen this. I'm not going to do anything else. You don't have to sit here and watch me do this for 10 more minutes. You see what we're doing, and then tomorrow I'm going to let this dry overnight. Tomorrow we're going to undo this, and then you'll actually see it. Okay, so when we come back, this will be done. It'll be dry. We'll take the cellophane off, and then we'll repin it, and we'll show you what it looks like about 24 hours later. So let's check this out. So let me see if you can hear this. See how that's pretty tight like a drum, dry. As you guys can see, pretty good. So let's unpin it. Pretty easy there. A little bit tight there. We'll have to unpin it after. So if everything works the way it's supposed to, this will just come right out. Just like that. Super easy. We may have to re-drill that hole. No, I think we're going to be okay. That should take a nice paint. Okay, so let's put it back on. Just like that. It's one pin, nice and easy. Come around here. Another pin, there you go. Yeah, I like it. Came out looking good. Front shot there. Okay, so we're gonna call this one good, and that's it. We won't mess with this anymore until we're ready to prime. Then now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, and as I've said like the 3 times, I'm gonna go ahead and drop in 1, 2, 3 on each one, some spears or some spikes. Oh, and I have to finish these, so we're gonna put some skulls on these, make them look cool. They're just not gonna be simple pins like that. But yeah, very, very good, very close, almost done. We're getting really close. Okay, so let me go do some more stuff, and we'll be back, and I'll show you. All right, yeah, I think we're done. This is going to be another completed project for Everyman's 40K channel. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. We'll go through everything here real quick. So as you can see, we went ahead and we did the skull work that was needed. And this can be pinned or unpinned, as you can see. So I can go ahead and paint this with it on, and paint this by itself, and then include it in gameplay, or leave it off. It just depends on what I want to do. If I want to go for best painted, go ahead, set this up, add this back on, and then throw up make a display board and put my Chaos Knights on the display board and go for best painted, or leave it off during gameplay. Very simple. So let's throw this back on, show you how it pins. It's pretty simple once you get it in position here. Right there. And right there. Okay, so let's go ahead, and you can see I've done some skull work. I got a chain. I've done some skull work there. Another chain on the other leg with some skull work. I went ahead, a little bit of skull work and some chains in the back. As you can see, we completed the rear as we discussed, 3 spikes. Go ahead, finish rotating this around. And we dropped a couple chains and a couple skulls right there. So the last thing that I got to do, oh, and the basing. So let's back up, look at the base. So we went ahead and we pinned it. Show you underneath here. See those two spots? So it is pinned, and I can go ahead and glue it and lock it in after we paint the base. But we went ahead and we incorporated our basing method. So now we've tied this in to our Chaos Force, and all their bases are now the same. So once we get everything painted up, our Slaanesh Chaos Demon Force and our Chaos Knight Force will all be on the same bases. So again, cohesiveness, a mesh together, total kind of concept of chaos, all Slaanesh. Now, so let me bring this in over here. We'll put this aside. I'm going to introduce you guys to a couple more things I've done. So as you can tell, look at that. So now bring in some war dogs. Got the chain around his Reaper chainsword. Got some little spikes going. Right? This could be a whole nother project that I could have thrown up on the channel, but I decided, nah, let's just go ahead, move this on. I think you guys know how to kind of do this stuff. This is basic. But look at that chain work up top. Got the skulls, got the chain work, got the pikes going, got the skull and the shoulder pad. Right, we'll bring in another one over here. See the basing style? So we incorporate, again, the basing, some chain work, some skulls, some chain work. Again, skull on the shoulder pad. That's kind of like their house, right? You know how Chaos Knights have houses, so I decided to kind of use this skull as the house. If you come over here on my big Chaos Knight, there's that skull. So that skull I'm going to carry through all my Chaos Knight miniatures. And this is going to kind of be their house symbol. And then, of course, on his shield. Okay, everybody, that's a wrap. This is it. So you guys tell me what you think. Leave your comments in the comment section. Please, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell and hit and smash that like button, because likes does help the channel. If you like what we're doing, guys, please stay tuned. Stay tuned. I got a lot more stuff coming up. I think on the next couple of videos, I'm going to do some orc painting showcases. I don't think that you guys have yet seen my fully laid out Ghazghkull. I'm also going to show you the next project. I did a display board, so I'm gonna bang out a quick video on my display board. I got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, so stay with me, guys. Stay with me. For everybody who's already subscribed, like I always say, I appreciate your subscriptions. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I know a lot of you guys subscribe because you love orcs, but I got Grey Knights, I got Chaos, and I'm going to head back to orcs. Don't worry. We're not going to leave orcs off the table. We're going to bring those back. So, like we always say on the channel, guys, like we always say, may all your dice rolls come up 6s unless you're looking for a 1. Peace out, everybody.